Hi, I'm Rebecca, and welcome to my podcast, Smashing Through with Rebecca.x. I am so excited you're here on this episode. Topics include life, business, mindset, full of kick-ass content and high energy. Enjoy the podcast, and remember, you too can smash through and keep going always. Be adaptable, flexible, and in flow with your goals. Now, this episode really goes well with the previous episode, which is number 279, which is Keep Your Dreams Alive Despite Things Going On. These two podcast episodes really go hand in hand, but you really need to be adaptable and flexible in things. You know, I used to have my planner and put everything in pen, and then I used to have to put a white sticker over it because things change. I used to have to Tipp-Ex things out, and it's like, no, we're not doing this. So everything's in pencil now, and then it turns into pen because you've got to be flexible. Life happens, changes happen, but you've got to be in flow with everything. Everything ebbs and flows, and it's all about making sure that you're keeping your eye on the prize, you're keeping your focus on the end game, okay, and you're taking positive action towards the goals. You can fine-tune anything. You can change something. When you first started a project, you had an idea in mind and the way it was going to be done. But over the time and over the weeks or months, and with you learning new stuff, actually it's like, oh no, we're going to change that bit, or you're going to edit and tweak a few things. So you can fine tune anything that you're creating. Okay, so it's a bit like when they're doing movies, right? So the movies may be based on a book. So the books have more detail in them, in the stories, than what's on the screen, because otherwise this movie is going to be like 8 hours long and no one's going to sit through an 8-hour movie. Okay, so what they do is they adapt it and change it, they record everything, and then, you know as well as I do, they have an edit team who then sit in and go, yeah, we'll snip that out and we'll snip that out, and you've got all these deleted scenes at the end. You know, or on the DVDs, if you have DVDs like I do, it's like at the end you can see, oh, deleted scenes, and it's like, yay. There's so much that they deleted out the Goonies, you know what I mean? So it's like, no, you can do that in your life, in your business, in your job, in loads of stuff. You can fine tune and tweak and edit anything that you are creating. You can change anything. You choose to do life with a particular person. You choose to do your business. And if it isn't aligning anymore and you need to change it, then give yourself permission to get out your own way and change it. Reflection is amazing. It's great to reflect and look back at what's working, what isn't, what you need to adjust, change, tweak, whatever it is. But be adaptable and flexible in the knowing that it is okay to change your mind. It is okay to say no. It is okay to mix things up. Your attitudes, beliefs, values, the way that you are yourself, everything changes and moves, okay? So because you are growing and expanding and evolving through your life, what once aligned with you 2 years ago might not align anymore, and that's okay. That could be people in your life, it could be parts of your business. I know with my business, I'm still even now changing things around. I'm moving things around. I'm like, yeah, don't want to do that anymore. And I'm giving myself permission. And I will say personally, it's quite testing for me to do, to go, actually, oh, I want to drop that bit. I don't want to do that bit anymore, because I have such a very high value work ethic. It's like keep doing what I've always done. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to change. I want to adapt. I want to adjust things, and I want to accomplish different things. And if I keep doing the same things that aren't aligned with me anymore, I'm just going to feel icky about them eventually. You know what I mean? It's like, you're just not going to feel good about those aspects of life. So it's great to let go, to release, and to know that what no longer fits in with you anymore was always intended to leave. So a few examples in my business, back a few years ago, I was doing the international interview series. I did it for 5 years. And you can get it at Rebecca.x. It is on there. They're all on there. And the thing is that, yeah, I come to a point and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. I love doing it. It just, the energy and with myself, I'm like, yeah, no, we're done. So I did 5 years and it was phenomenal. It was amazing. The amount of value that you learn off the international entrepreneurs that I interviewed over the 5 years with the international interview series is so profound and amazing and incredible, both on a personal level and a professional level. But I got to a point and I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. And then people were coming to me going, oh, you're doing this year? I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. They were shocked. I was like, yeah, it doesn't align anymore. It ran its course and that's okay. But that doesn't take away anything from the international interview series. It's phenomenal in itself. You know what I mean? Each interview inside every single year that I did that project is truly outstanding. And I'm so grateful for every single person who showed up for themselves and for me and allowed me to interview them and things. It was truly great, but I came to a point that I needed to adapt and change and honour my feelings, thoughts, emotions, energy, and what was aligned with me in where I was heading towards. So that didn't fit anymore, and that's okay. You know, so have a look at your life and your business and your work and everything and take positive action. Stay focused on the vision and know that your vision can change. So when you've accomplished something, it's like, okay, you need to be present in the moment, celebrate yourself, be your own cheerleader, all of that stuff. But then, right, okay, so reflect on everything, what worked, what didn't, all of this stuff, and then move on to the next thing. Okay? And that doesn't mean forget about what you've done. Absolutely don't do that, but be adaptable and know that you can be flexible in the knowing that not everything is you can be very structured. I'm very structured. I'm ex-military, raised by, single parent and raised by my nan as well, who was born in the 20s. So it's like the 1920s. So it's like, yeah, you can be very structured and military style and do all of this. And I'll share with you something about my Ignite Live event in 2024 as well, what happened. And the thing is that as long as you're flexible, and it's okay because life happens, as I said right at the beginning, is that you can adapt and change things because life is always going to happen. And in the Ignite Live event, we had a speaker that spoke, so it was a surprise speaker, so we had to position them somewhere and remove something else out of the itinerary, and that was okay. One year one of them overran by 5 minutes, so I was like, right, well, I'll just have to adjust this and move this and maneuver this, and we just sat down and worked it out. You know what I mean? So take the pressure off yourself and know that you can be flexible, you can change things, and some things work out. They all work out how they're supposed to anyway, but some things work out better. You know what I mean? And with the life happening, with the business that I have, that I've created for myself, it's incredible because I tell you, when I made the decision in 2020 to move back up north to be with my mum, my business allowed me the flexibility and time to do that. You know what I mean? I was still spinning plates, packing up houses, moving from somewhere I've been 18 and a half years, still, having client calls, still creating, still doing everything. But the flexibility that I had within my business was amazing, especially when my mum got sicker and I had to look after her, and then when she passed away and the funeral and the grieving process, and I took a month off, and I was flexible in the knowing, and thank you to all of my clients that allowed me to just pause everything. And I just had to stop, and just my business allowed me to do that. So that's how I've set it up. Obviously, if you work in a JOB, it's very different, but you've got to really, really be adaptable and flexible and in flow with life, because life will throw you a curveball. Life will throw you a brick to the face when you're not expecting it. But what I want you to do is dig deep and know in the knowing and be in the flow that you can handle it. like Olivia Pope on Scandal. You can handle it. You've got this. It may be emotional and upsetting for the time of the season that you're going through, but you can handle it because you are full of strength. You may not feel it, but you can do this. And I'm your cheerleader. So if you want to work with me one-to-one, go onto my website, Rebecca.x. If you want to really dive deep into my guided journals and do it in your own time, you can do all of that too. That's also on the website under books. And then also I have my programs and courses. My programs and courses are really powerful. There's micro programs, and then there's also anchor programs that can really, really start profoundly changing your life and transforming everything for you here on in. So I'm sending you lots of love. I'll put all the links in the show notes, and I'll see you on the next one.